Hey guys, welcome back to Ashley's Homestead Adventures. And today we are still playing catch up from being gone for a couple of weeks. So I'm headed out I just got home from doing potty cures in a neighboring town, and I'm headed out to finish setting up the new pastures. It was time to reset Velvet and the sheep, move them down the line in their rotational grazing. And so I have got most of it done, but I just got some weedy whacking to do and get the net set up for the sheep. And then I've got to get them water, and we're ready to take them out. And it's been a long time since you guys have seen everybody, so I thought maybe you'd like to see the troop. And so let's get to work. We got stuff to do on the farm. We're catching up, and it is hot, but not as hot as it's been the last couple days. It's in the 80s today, so we're gonna work on our tan and our farm fitness. Let's go. All right, first things first, I have got a hole that I fell into, and it's a bassa hole that I fell into when I was out here doing this pastures, and I want to get that hole filled in before I fall into it again and like actually twist my ankle. So funny story, I did twist my ankle twice while I was in Oregon, and so it's a little bit tender, and I'm trying to be really careful with it. Velvet's new pasture, and that is the tree that it's the other side. If you guys watched the garden tour, you saw the garden side of that big oak tree, but that is the big oak tree that I lost while I was on vacation. So that will have to be dealt with when Mr. Wonderful comes home, but that is where she will sit for now. And as you can see, the Labradors are ever so thankful that I fill Velvet's water with fresh water every day. And that is also the reason why I have to fill it with fresh water every day. Oh. I cleaned the calves' water today, and I didn't put apple cider vinegar in it, so I need to do that. Billie Jean's hanging out over here in the shade, and the boys are grazing, and King is causing trouble as usual. Chores are done, and it is time for me to go take a water and cool break. It's important in the summertime for us that are farming and gardening and working outdoors. It's important that we hydrate and take our breaks. So I'm going to go and hydrate and take my break, and then I'll be back at it. Okay, break over. I am hydrated and rested and cooled off. And that's in the south, that's the biggest thing, is just getting your body temperature back down to where it's your body's able to fight off the heat. It gets so hot here, it's so humid that heat stroke is just, it's dangerous. So it's important to take breaks and get your body, go inside in the AC and get your body temperature down. But I am rested and ready to get back to work. So we are gonna go, and compost piles need to be done. I didn't do them last month because I was hoping that I was gonna get to the market garden, and I didn't. So I need to get the compost piles turned, and I need to harvest. So I'm sorry, for whatever reason, I don't know if it's allergies or what, but I'm losing my voice. So I apologize for that, but let's get back to work. I'm just so excited to be back on the farm and back here with you guys. basically, for those of you who don't know, I'll give you a quick rundown of how my composting works. I am doing cold composting. Sorry, I wanted to put the bucket down. And so I'm not actively turning my compost every day. I turn my compost about once a month, and it takes about 4 months before it goes to the garden. And so this is where it comes out of the barn, and then we just have piles, succession piles, you know, that every month I turn it over to a new pile. So this is, you know, the first turn, the second turn, and then the third turn is that blank spot that you see right there. And that, then after that it goes to the garden up front, which is where you saw me take that pile that was sitting there. It went up to the garden. So this is my compost. It's cold composting. It is not guaranteed weed free. The birds can still drop weeds in your compost. If it's cooler in the cooler months, sometimes it takes more turns. It is not a scientific, I'm heating it up to a certain temperature, watching it, watering it, turning it, you know, daily, weekly. I'm just not willing to put that kind of time into my compost. I know that there's good ingredients in this compost. My compost tends to be a little bit carbonaceous, meaning that there is more hay and wood chips, things like that in it, than nitrogen, which is manure, urine, green grass. Those are your nitrogens, and mine tends to be a little bit more carbonaceous, having more carbon in it than nitrogen because of the bedding and the hay and the things like that that I use in the barn. And I don't put lawn clippings on because I don't bag my lawn clippings. So if I bagged my lawn clippings, then I would put them on the compost pile, but I don't. So I'm just doing the best I can with what I have. You can absolutely get your compost temperature gauge and you know, put your compost pile on your calendar or your phone alarm, and you can get really deep into composting, and it's fascinating. However, it's just not where my fascination lies. So I do it this way because my fascination lies in other places, in other areas. I believe in healthy soil. I believe that our gardens all start with the soil. But I choose to not put any chemicals on my farm. I choose to not use any chemicals in my barn. And so therefore I know that what is going into my garden is quote unquote organic. It's not certified organic. There's a lot that goes into being a certified organic farm, and we are not that. But I know that it is all natural, and I know that it's healthy, and I'm not dumping a bunch of chemicals into my barn, my garden, my land, my property, my pasture, any of those things. So yes, you can get downright nerdy with compost, but not here. I'm not your girl for nerdy compost people. I believe in good soil, and I know that animal goes on the garden. That's about as far as it goes for me. So these are my compost piles. Thank you for helping me turn them, and we're gonna keep on trucking with catching up. I keep getting overwhelmed by the amount of work that I have to do to catch up and, you know, just get things back to normal, so to speak. And then I keep getting overwhelmed by the miracle and the grace of the garden. And how plant a seed and watch it grow. I mean, this entire garden is out of seeds. I didn't buy any plant starts, and it's a miracle. I mean, it's just a sight to behold, and I'm just so thankful and so blessed to be the gardener that belongs to this garden. Be it messy, it's July, the weeds are taking over, it's hot, there's bugs. It's beautiful. I'm a lucky girl. And I get to share it with you. Okay. Catching up is hard, but we are headed out to go harvest some potatoes, and so I'm going to take you guys along with me for the end of this vlog. We are going to harvest potatoes together, which is exciting. So let's go out to the buckets, the mineral buckets, Crystal Lakes buckets that we planted all of our potatoes in out in the market garden area, and start pulling some potatoes, see what we got. So if you were here on the garden tour video, you know that my neighbor actually came out and harvested a whole bunch of potatoes. But I do need to go through the buckets that she harvested and make sure that there weren't any that were missed. She's a gardener, so I'm sure that there aren't many, but there may be some. And as the gardener of this household, I'm obligated to check them over. But she has harvested many, many buckets, and so we don't have a whole lot of buckets left to harvest out of. But I'm gonna go ahead and flip through, and I don't know what he was after. See what we have left in the buckets, if there's anything left. I doubt that there is, but I did find a couple in one bucket that I went through, so I'm just going to go ahead and quickly go through all the other ones and to make sure that we don't have any extra potatoes sitting in there. It's always good to go through your potatoes twice, and that is why my neighbors were sweet enough to come over and dig these, and they dug until dark. And so they sure didn't miss very many. And I'm so thankful and so blessed to have such good neighbors that saw that the potatoes were dying and they needed to be harvested. So they came over and harvested them until dark. And so, so this that is it. That is all that they missed out of 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20 tubs. So that's not even a potato a tub. So good job, guys. You guys rock. I love you. All right, I'm going to, if you can see, I'm looking right into the sunshine, but white Kennebecs. Cool. Love, love, love digging potatoes. Boy. Big basket of white Kennebecs tonight, and then of course I'll take you guys into the shop here and show you, just in case you didn't see on the previous videos, what the neighbors had harvested for me when I was gone. And so here is a box, mostly Yukon Golds here, some russets, and then we have Purple Majesty, and I believe these are Mountain Rose, and these may be Pontiac Red, but these also may be Mountain Rose. I need to cut one open and see if it's red on the inside, then these are Mountain Rose. Yeah, so I think these are Mountain Rose, and these are actually Rose Gold. And then a whole bag of red Pontiacs. So I need to get these guys laid out on the garage floor on a tarp to start curing, and that's my next task. So that's what I'm going to get myself into this evening, you guys. I hope that you have a beautiful 4th of July and celebrate your independence however you see fit. And I will catch you on the next one. Yours truly.